How's it going, guys? It's SAHSGaming, and today I'm bringing you this David Booth player review. As you can see here, I'm showing you the team that I used him in. The synergies that I used were Dirty Dangler, Passing Playmaker, Wicked Wrister, Offensive Juggernaut, Net Front Presence, and Bombers. The only one that affected him outside of his own two synergies was Bombers. That gave him a +3 to his slapshot accuracy and slapshot power. And as you can see here, with his two synergies active, and which both were for the entirety of the review, he received a +3 to his wrist shot accuracy and power, +3 to his deking, hand-eye, and puck control. Overall, just making this guy an absolute monster and joy to play with. You know, when it comes to reviewing this guy, I bought him because of his skating, right? I wanted a guy that had that straight line speed that could blow past defenders along the boards, as well as maybe have a good shot, maybe have decent hands. And outside of that, that's pretty much all I was looking for. But instead, I received a guy that had the skating that I was looking for, had the shot that surpassed my expectations, as well as his hands, his passing, his checking, and his defense. This guy, hands down, the best player I've used so far, and possibly without even trying other players, I just find it hard to believe there's anybody better. I played 10 games with the guy. I scored 18 goals and had 6 assists, 24 points in 10 games. That's just unheard of for me. I'm not that great of a player. I'll be honest with you. I'm maybe above average, but definitely not a top 100 player. I'm definitely not winning division titles every single time that I'm in Division 1. I'm just not that good. But this guy made me that good. He took me from barely, like I'd be in Division 1, which I have been for about 11 straight seasons, and I could never ever get over that final hump to get that Division 1 title, but he got me over that hump. I can't help but think it was him. In the 10 games I used him for, I went 9-1-0. I'm not that good of a player, but he made me that good, for sure. This dude's skating is outstanding. He's got 97 acceleration, 97 speed. He's got 93 agility. There's nothing bad about that. There's nothing. He has 97 balance. He has 97 strength. This guy is an absolute monster on the puck. He's unbelievable. He's so fast, it's hard to catch him. It's especially hard to line him up because of his speed and agility. And it's even harder to actually hit him and knock him on his ass because of his balance and his strength. There's literally nothing wrong with this guy as far as his skating goes. He was an absolute joy to work with. Now, I meant play with. As far as his shot goes, I would not say that his shot's on par with like Brett Hall or Brendan Shanahan, but it's not a bad shot. In fact, it's a great shot. The only thing lacking within it, I would say, would be his accuracy. His power, I think, is the best I've used so far this year. And I think that came into play on a couple of his goals. It hit the goalie in the shoulder, and it would trickle in, or it hit his pads and trickle in. And I think that has everything to do with his power. So, yeah, he might lack a little bit in accuracy. He might not pick those corners as well as Hall, but he's going to have the power to just, power it through. So his shot was awesome. As far as his hands were quick. He could get past defenders. He made quick work of goalies. He was just overall awesome on the puck. And I think passing falls into the hands category here. And I will say that I used him a little more two-way-ish than I did Brett Hall. I used Hall kind of as like a post-up and snipe type player, whereas I used Booth as kind of, he did everything, right? He dished the puck. He shot, he got back on defense, he forechecked, he did everything, and he did everything great. And his passing was really good. It was really, really good. He got a lot of passes through tight spaces, he got it through crowds of players, and he was overall just awesome at passing. He could totally be a playmaker if, you have guys on your team like Brett Hall, who has a better shot than him, I think. Maybe Booth's the guy that you get. That he's the one who creates the separation. He's the one that's kind of setting up Hall, and Hall's just there to snipe it for you. I think those two players would be a great combination together. But as far as his checking goes, he can definitely lay big hits. I don't necessarily think that he's going to be, knocking your Shea Webbers or Zdeno Charas on their ass. But I think that, anybody around his size and stature, I think he can definitely make quick work of them. As far as his defense goes, I think this part of him was the most, I guess, surprising and impressive thing about him. He was so annoying to my opponents on the forecheck. He created so many turnovers in the offensive zone, just making him an overall joy to play with. I cannot recommend this guy enough. And right here I'm showing you, here's the proof: 10 games, 18 goals, 6 assists, 24 points, and a plus 16. That's just unbelievable. Um, as far as his pros and his cons go, his speed, shot, hands, balance, defense, everything about this guy is a pro. I can't come up with any negative thing to say about him. So he has no cons. And, when you're paying the coin that you pay for him, that's exactly what you're looking for. You don't want anything to be a negative. You want everything to be a positive, and he's just that. As far as his grades go, A plus in skating and defense, an A in shot, hands, and checking. Overall, I give him an A plus for his value for coins. I think for around that 250, 315 mark, I think he's the best player out there. I give him a thumbs up, and I hope you will too. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.